What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. And so listen, chat. I know I was supposed to have this done like a week ago, okay? Because the events that transpired for me reacting to this was supposed to happen a week ago, but I got hit with something nasty, okay? I was around too many people, got sick, got caught kissing on too many people, you know what I mean?
Oh, brother.
But in all seriousness, I was sick as a dog. I couldn't speak. It was bad. I was bedridden for a week, okay? So this is finally my chance to give my thoughts, opinions, and reactions. And as soon as I sit down and record this thing, more information comes out about the franchise. So before we get started, I just want to get my thoughts on the upcoming information. Scream 7 will be released on February 27th, 2026, and Nev Campbell will return as Sydney, and they showed who's directing the film or whatever. And so for 2 weeks ago, I binge watched the entire franchise for the first time. Okay, I was with some friends. I wasn't like completely drunk, but we had a couple drinks as we was eating, we was chilling, and I never seen the Scream franchise. The only thing I knew about the Scream franchise going in was I remember seeing the killers from the first movie. Like one of them was like licking their fingers with blood, right? And the other one I remember when I saw as a kid, the last like 5 minutes of the movie where someone got hit in the head with a TV. That's the only thing I knew about the fucking franchise, right? And then everyone was talking about like, and I hear like things there here and there talking about like, oh, the fourth movie is the best, or like, oh my god, the fifth movie is great, this and the third, right? So I don't really know much. I just heard murmurs or like that stuff from the first movie, right? So I went into it mostly completely blind, other than that 2 scenes of like, oh, I know this person is probably the killer because the way they were looking in the picture, and someone get hit with a fucking TV. So I didn't know the context of that at all, right? So me going into it, I got into horror like later in my life. I wasn't a horror fan growing up or whatever. I didn't really care for it. Halloween scared me as a kid, okay? So when I watched horror film, I was watching like Halloween Town and Nightmare Before Christmas, which is technically a Christmas movie, but whatever. Like stuff like that. You know what I mean? The Disney Halloween stuff. I'm not watching no Halloween, no Nightmare on Elm Street, none of that. Fuck out of here. No way. Me as a kid, no. Not gonna happen. But so I just started getting into horror films like during high school, and then I kind of stopped, and now I kind of got into it now as an adult. Cause like obviously when you're little, your imagination runs wild. Like, oh my god, there's a dark figure in my closet. Now as a grown adult, you're like, bro, if you were in my closet, you better kill me then, cause I got taxes to pay. You know what I mean? It's like it ain't that serious, right? But, but that being said, I started, broadening my horizon, started making new friends or whatever, friends that are hella into horror and shit like that. So I'm chilling with them, and they're like, oh, snap, like, one of my friends, their favorite franchise is the Scream franchise. They have the whole box set collection. Like, we can watch this right now. We're just sitting there chilling, not even really doing shit, just watching random-ass movies. I'm like, all right, bet, because I've never seen any of them. And they was like, oh my god, you have to see it. It's my favorite thing ever. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I just want to give my quick little synopsis and like my thoughts on the franchise as is. Cause I know about the news of it. Like I know the news of like controversy that came out with the co-star or the main lead leaving after the sixth one and the whole thing with that. So I'm caught up to what happened. I just never seen the movies. I didn't really know, And so we started watching it. And so I want to give my like a little ranking. Not really like, it's not set in stone. It's kind of what I'm feeling right now. And so basically, the quick little rundown of my ranking, and probably I must preference this. I'm not a diehard Scream fan. I'm not a like, oh my god, Ghostface fanatic. I don't really care that much about it. Like I wasn't raised up on this movie. So like, if I say I don't like this film, and the whole fan base is like, oh my god, how dare you not like this movie? Hey, listen, it didn't hit me. I thought that the main reason why some of these films fall down the list is because their motivations for being a killer is so fucking stupid. It pisses me off the high end, okay? Also, spoilers for the entire franchise. If you're seeing this, what can you expect? Because I had to talk about spoilers to get my ranking of why I don't like the film, right? And so, one of these films I did see completely drunk. So, like, that might inebriate it a little bit, okay? But I still kind of liked it. Just letting you know. I'll let you know which movie that is. But in terms of my favorite, I like the original the best, okay? The whole reveal of the Billy and Stu becoming like they were the killers reveal, I thought it was nice, but my only gripe with that is, listen, Sydney, I love you, right? But you could have asked the question to reveal if your boyfriend's the killer before you slept with him, all right? I don't know if you was horny. I don't know if you wanted your cheek clapped that badly, but like, if you had an inkling, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a book, an extended edition, where it was like, oh, after she busted nuts, she finally thought to her mind, oh my god, why didn't you do this if you were, So for those, let me give the context. Her boyfriend Billy, right? He's been acting mad sus. When I was watching it, right, even though I saw the picture of him coming to blood, I was like, how are they going to like make it so it's a big reveal? Because like you could know the end of the book and still enjoy the journey, basically, right? So it didn't really ruin my experience with the first one. That's why I think it's like my favorite out of the franchise. I think it's the best because. But my only gripe was Billy, her boyfriend, was acting fucking weird the entire film. It was like, how does he not look like a killer? How is he not fucking weird? Like, are we serious here? Fucking coming through the windows like a fucking creep. Like, oh, you were attacked by a killer, then all of a sudden your boyfriend shows up out of nowhere, which that led to the phone dropping and she said, oh, Billy's the killer, which she was fucking right about. But if you had any inkling, even when after, she was being chased in the bathroom by the killer, pops back out, her boyfriend shows up and was like, you're dealing with your mom's murder / death. Why won't you sleep with me? Fucking weirdo. Like, I get it was the 90s, but it's still fucking weird, yo. So that whole thing. But like, if you had an inkling in the back of your mind, the dude that's been trying to rail you for almost, I don't know, a year or so, and he keeps acting weird, and all this stuff is built up to him looking like he's the killer. And you had a thought of, oh, you was in prison. What did you use your phone call for? And you immediately catch the lie. If you had that idea in the beginning, why wait until after he stretched you out to do that? I'm sorry, that's a crazy ass fucking sentence. But why? What are we doing here? What is this? That was my main gripe with the first film. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, what is this? Are you serious? Like, is she stupid? That's like, shout out to Reddit. Is she dumb? Like, what are we doing here? Maybe the post-nut clarity opened up her mind, and then the whole thing. So that was the only gripe I had. It's like, bro, you could have said that before he clapped your cheeks. You know what I mean? Also, if I was a member in her high school, I'm talking greasy to her. Oh, you fucked the killer. That's what you told me. Oh, okay. So when did you get the realization after you was bouncing on it? Like, that's my question. Like, what was we doing here? Like, okay, so because like, you know, my friend got killed because of your dumb ass. You know what I mean? Oh, you was throwing it back while he was slashing someone. Okay. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to understand. You know, like, what are we doing here? But that's crazy. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Oh my god, I would love to be in this universe, but we'll get to that later. That was crazy. The second film, it was cool. I liked the first two. The first two in the trilogy were fire. My only gripe with the second film was fucking Randy, bro. Like, what? Like, I would love, like, I know it's bad for, like, oh, these two survivors survived, they should get together next film. Like, I know that. But it kind of felt like Randy fucking earned it. He got shot, thrown through a fucking table. He deserves some ass, man. Like, what's going on here? Like, I mean, maybe that's just the guy in me. I don't know. But the women that watch my show, watch my channel, let me know. Would y'all throw Randy some? You know what I mean? At least, you know what I mean? At least I'm put the tip in. You know? Okay, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit. I'm not inebriated. I'm just saying. I'm just wilding right now. I'm sorry. I apologize. But what happened with Randy in the second film pissed me off. I'm like, are you serious, bro? Like, oh, let me wander away next to this ominous van. I mean, of course you worked there, you used the van, but still, that pissed me off. Like, I would never split up from a killer is obviously watching you and can attack you at any moment. But whatever, that part angered me. I love how the red herring of like the guy that was convicted of murder turned out not to be the murderer. I thought it was cool. The reveal, the only thing that brings two down, like, I love everything about the second film up until the ending of the reveal of the killers, because I'm be honest with you, I still don't understand why old boy, the guy, the friend of the boy of Sydney's boyfriend was a killer at all. I still don't get that enough. Maybe I missed something when I was watching it. I didn't understand it. Like, he was just being fucking weird. I was like, oh, okay. The mom thing was also fucking stupid, which is also a gripe I have with this franchise, where every time a killer turns out to be a parent, it's like, you've killed my son. Your son butchered my entire family. Of course I'm gonna fucking kill him. What type of language is that? So that was dumb. But I guess it was like a reverse of Friday the 13th, but it was still stupid. I still didn't like that one at all. The third film, this is the one where I was like majority drunk towards the middle of this film. Like, the beginning, I love the opening. The middle, it kind of got foggy for me because I didn't really care for the setting. I understand how they were trying to go extra meta. Oh, by the way, the opening scene to the second film was incredible. I love that. I love the idea of, oh, they turn into a holiday because of, you know, capitalism and like consumerism or whatever. Not a holiday, but, you know, a celebration. And like, she's in the theater with a bunch of ghost face killers, and it's like, oh, if something was to happen, how can you tell? I thought that was an excellent idea. I love that. That everything from the opening scene up until the reveal, I fucked heavy with the second one. Like, that's the one I would probably go back and rewatch to see if I missed something. But I really like that idea of the whole thing, other than the rainy thing. But I like that. That was a good sequel. The third one, you know what I mean? That's how I felt. I didn't really like the film setting. I like the opening scene to the second one. I feel like I gotta look up. Hold on. I gotta look up and see if these two films came out at the same time. Okay, this is a crazy ass coincidence because when I watched Scream 3, I immediately thought of Mission Impossible 2 because they have a similar plot line of the villain using a technology that tricks someone to believe that they're the main character. In Scream, they have the voice thing where it sounds exactly like the guy or whoever they're with or whatever, so you don't really know who you're talking to. And then in Mission Impossible 2, they have the whole voice thing and the mask thing. They did the big reveals throughout the movie with or whatever. And so it threw me off. I was like, did they copy Mission Impossible 2? But they both came out the same year of 2000. And Mission Impossible came out after, when it came out in May, and I think Scream 3 came out in February. So I don't know, it was just a weird thing where it's like these two films came out the same year, had the exact same kind of plot point that threw me off for a loop. But I didn't really care for the killer. I didn't care for the setting. I didn't care for the plot twist of, oh, the killer from the third film is the reason why the first film happened. I hated that. And that's the reason why, you know, your mom got murdered and did that. It was fucking stupid to me. I didn't like it at all. I didn't really care for it. I guess this is like a mini review of each movie. It's not really a ranking, but in terms of ranking so far, it's a 1, 2, 3. All right. 4. I hated this fucking movie. I'm sorry. The reason why I hated it is because I called the plot twist a mile away. And you want to know why I called the plot twist? It's all for something fucking stupid. So I knew, obviously, there were two killers. But I suspected that the cousin, niece, or whatever her name is, she was the killer because when she said she needed a snack, she went to the fucking kitchen and got chocolate milk and a string cheese. It was a mozzarella stick or whatever. Get the fuck out. That's prime killer 101. I'm sorry. If I'm getting hunted by a serial killer and someone said they want that as a snack, I'm looking at them. I'm locking them in the room. I'm sorry. That was crazy. And the fact that was a Hail Mary shot and I got that right was fucking crazy. But the whole plot point of, oh, you got famous off of surviving a murder. I want to be famous, so I'm gonna plan this whole shit. Is so stupid to me. That is so dumb. I get it. Like, I understand where people say, "Oh my god, like the killer almost won." That's what made it the best. It was like, "Oh, I like the killer." I thought it was dumb as shit. Like, are you serious? That like this is your motivation? Okay, like maybe I'm missing something once again. Like, it's like when I was watching this, and this is when I was fully sober because I got sober after the third one. I was like, okay, this. I did not enjoy this at all. Okay, and so one thing that really blew the fuck out of me watching the fourth one. Okay, so there's two killers, right? You kind of they show it in the beginning with the opening scene, which I liked how it was like a parody of a parody or whatever. I like that. That was cool. But so the whole thing was the second killer's motivation. This is why I drag down these movies because like the motivations have to make sense if you're doing a big ass reveal, right? So the motivation of the second killer, Charlie. He's like the geeky horror film nerd, right? Him and Kirby are the two big horror film nerds or whatever. They constantly talking, bickering back and forth or whatever. Not bickering, but like Charlie has a crush on her. And the main motivation is Kirby never gave him a chance, right? Kirby is bad. My God. Listen. I don't give a damn. Listen. So there's a scene where like they're in the house together and like she invited him over, and before the red hair know who you thought the killer was, you thought it was like the boyfriend to the cousin because he kept acting fucking weird. So it's like, okay, it's probably like, oh, it's a red herring or he actually is the killer, but they're like making it so obvious because like you kind of like psych yourself out of it. I thought that was cool. But the thing with Charlie that pissed me off is it like a big reveal where like she's like trying to save his life and it actually gets to him, he like gets him and stabs her and it's like a big ass plot twist, right? What pissed me off is his motivation is, oh, you never gave me a chance till a killer came in, this and the third. Bro, you still got the girl. What are you talking about? Listen, chat. For those who have no interest in his movies, who was the beautiful actress that played Kirby? Hold on. Hayden Panettiere? Is that how you pronounce her name? Bad. My God, oh my Lord, you're telling me so it's a scene where they're in their house together or whatever, and before they get caught up, she was like, oh, we're all alone, and he's like, yeah, he's like super awkward and nerdy, and she's like, well, this is the part where you lean in and you kiss me or whatever, right? Like we get distracted each other because I'm so like scared and vulnerable, some shit like that, right? She's throwing herself on you, right? And as a man who is usually oblivious to shit like this, I must say, dog, you know how quickly, I don't give a damn if there's a killer outside. Well, obviously, since you're the killer, you know there ain't a killer outside. I am flinging myself at her. What? Come on, can I at least be like, Billy, can we kill you after I get my nut off? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Now you want to be like, you never looked at me. Like, I don't give a fuck. What? I will turn coat so fast. I will be so fucking oblivious to the big plot twist at the end. It's like, me and Charlie planned this whole thing because we wanted fame and attention. Fuck, I'll be like, who is you? Excuse me? I don't know this bitch. I am lying crazy. What? Hey, Kirby, baby. You know what I mean? Listen. The fucking nerve. Oh my God. And he went out like a bitch too. Oh my God. I hated 4. 4 pissed me off. The motivation was so fucking stupid. And it gets worse. The motivations get worse, people. So, the 5th one. The whole plot was, I thought the reboot was nice how they like, okay, it's like they're transitioning to a new group of heroes or whatever. I think that's sick because I will talk about this later of how I would take the franchise if it was up to me. But the whole thing of like, okay, we're transitioning into the new generation, bringing the franchise back years later, whatever. I think that's a neat idea. But the whole motivation to of the killers I thought was so fucking stupid. We met on a forum site. Are you shitting me, bro? Like that took me way. As soon as the words left bro's mouth, I immediately snapped at us. Oh, this is stupid. I immediately did not like this. I like this worse than the 4th one. Okay, even the 3rd one. The 3rd one was like the weakest so far because I had it where it's 1, 2, 4, 3, right? Because some stuff about 3 didn't really work for me, except the voice change stuff. I thought that shit was cool. They didn't immediately went from 1, 2, 4, 3, 5. I was like, okay, the 5th one is fucking stupid. And it was like, you see, like, it doesn't make sense how certain killers are overpowering certain people. Cause like, this is no disrespect to any woman out there, but like, there's no way like a woman should be overpowering some grown ass men. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, that was my problem with it. Whatever. Now I start talking about it, it's pissing me off even more. We're gonna skip past that. I did not like the 5th one. The plot twist ruined the entire fucking movie. I'm not gonna rewatch that shit. The 6th one. Remember when I said earlier about how some of the motivation about some of these killers didn't make any fucking sense? So the big plot twist of the 6th one is the father of the boy killer. I forgot his name. Richie, I think his name. The father is a police officer and he is the killer, and he's been going around getting revenge from the group that killed his son or whatever, and his siblings are assisting him or whatever. Dumb. And I just thought the retread in the whole, if one member of the family is crazy, then everyone in the family is crazy trope, I think is stupid. I think the whole thing of the dad wanting to avenge his murderous son is so dumb. And the only thing I like about the reboot is the fact that the main heroes, they whooped Ghostface's ass, and I love that shit. Like, I love the fact that when they pull up and they know who the killer is, oh my God, Melissa, I forgot her last name, the main actress. She gets in her bag and it's like, okay, I'm gonna stab you a bunch of times and I'm gonna slit your throat. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure your ass is gone. I love that shit. I love it. Like, if all that BS didn't happen with the main actress, and the fact that the main actress was fired because of that was so stupid. Oh my, the studio buried their own franchise. But I really wanted to be where if they continue with the same group, I wanted them to get more and more unhinged as it went along, to the point where this is kind of going into what I want the future franchise to be, where any future Ghostface that go up against her, just gets like crazed. I was like, oh damn, like she's fucking psychotic, like they was right or whatever. I feel like it should be like, let's say you want to keep it in the franchise, like you want like Sydney and the new characters and stuff like that, which I don't remember barely of their names. Also, they survive way too much, by the way. I need more people to die if you're gonna keep them, really, because the old boy got stabbed like 20 times and then walked it off. It's like, okay, we're just in Never Land or whatever. I really wanted to be where if you keep it in the same group, I wanted to be where it's like, oh, we are are so prepared for the next Ghostface because one is inevitably going to show up that when another one does, we just solve in like 30 minutes. I really want like it'd be like there's multiple Ghostfaces or whatever, and like they immediately get like it's like Die Hard type thing. It was like, okay, we're gonna knock them off the list and we're gonna go after them this time. I think that'd be great, a great flip on the franchise. So now that Stream 7 is coming back and they're bringing Sydney back, I didn't want that to happen. I kind of wanted what I would have done. I know I'm a new friend to the franchise, right? After I got a whole gist of my reviews and stuff like that, and what I liked and didn't like. Going back to what I want the franchise to be, I want it to be more of not an anthology, but because Stab became a phenomenon in this universe, it would be great if these copycat murderers popped everywhere, so you could have different stories with the Stream franchise. If that makes sense. If you could have like I know there's a TV show, but like there's a new group of friends, or what I would propose. I think people said this before when if they had it where the movie starts off where you knew who the killers were and it's from their perspective and they're trying to infiltrate the friend group and they're trying to earn their trust and stuff like that, and they're also doing the murders. You can see the whole planning behind the whole thing. I think that'd be an interesting, different perspective. What I thought was, let's say they handed me the reins. It's like, hey, listen, we don't want to fully reboot the franchise because we fucked up the previous cast members, but we want something that is different from what has been done before. What I would have done is, in the world of Netflix documentaries and moms and parents and all them stuff they were watching there, like what was the whole thing where it's like a bunch of documentary Lifetime TV show watchers, they solved a mystery on their own because they put the clues together that the police missed and stuff like that. I would love if they did that with the Stream franchise. It was like, it's a bunch of like single moms, basically. It's a bunch of moms during their meetup group. Every week they watch a Stab documentary about the latest murders. And they're like, oh my God, like if I was in a Stab situation, I would do X, Y, Z, and they try to solve the murder. And then during the anniversary where they do like an anniversary thing every Halloween or whatever, right? You would have where there's a Ghostface in town and they try to solve the murder, and it's one of them in the friend group where it's like, okay, I can see like, oh, the police missed the clues here. I think the killer could be X, Y, Z. And it's like these moms are trying to solve it while they're trying to, like, in a little mom group and their walks with their babies and stuff like that. I think that'd be so fucking cool. And the plot's just gonna be, it's one of the mothers, you know what I mean? It's one of the, oh, you never accepted me when I moved in from town and you thought I was trailer park trash in this nice suburban neighborhood, so I put on the Ghostface mask, I started to murder you and put you in a documentary. I think that'd be a brilliant idea. Please give me, listen, I know some friends be like, I want, Sydney and whoever back again. Like, I want to do the whole do you like a scary movie type shit, you know what I mean, over again. And you could obviously have nods to the previous films and be like, oh, this should happen across the country, away from Sydney and all of them, and it should be in a suburban neighborhood. And yeah, the plot twist could be like, oh, you never liked me when I moved in, so that's why me and your ex-husband plotted to murder you so he can get custody of his kid back. Something like Lifetime drama shit, but it's with a streamer. I think that'd be so fucking cool how, like, we always say, hey, if we was action a horror film, we would do X, Y, Z, right? And Stream takes it towards like a comedy, but like not a realistic take, because it's still like mass figure slashing people, but like, okay, you're really in this situation. What would an actual human being do in this situation? And you studied the film of documentaries and watching this over and over again with your girlies. So like, what would you do in this situation? And then make realistic choices or whatever. You know what I mean? I think it'd be dope. Now, another idea I had was they do the same thing where it's like, it's across the country, not related to Sydney or any of that stuff, but they do it instead of it from Ghostface perspective, right? It's mostly from his perspective or their perspective. But in this case, instead of it being like a victim of like, oh, it's a girl that doesn't really know what she's doing, she's like, whoever the victim is like a fucking psychopath, like even worse than Ghostface, where it's like Ghostface is trying to like, scare them and like kill them and stuff like that, and then they slowly realize they bit more than they could chew, and it turns out to be a complete comedy, where it's like, oh, you're fucking crazy, like as they're breaking in to, oh, that'd be great if like, instead of like, it's going from Ghostface's point of view, but while he's breaking in to like plot this whole shit, he finds dead bodies and hanging people, be like, oh, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here. And it'd be fucking amazing. That whole thing, he's trapped inside the house, he's trying to break into a murder. So it's like, you kind of want to root for him because it's like, damn, you bit more than you could chew. But you kind of want to root against him because you was trying to kill this one. I think that'd be great. I love the I Saw the Devils type movies where it's like, the villain has bit more than they could chew and the main hero literally whoops their ass every time they see him. It's like that, where it's like, Oh, or like Don't Breathe Before It Got Weird was like these people are gonna break into a blind man's house and rob him. They deserve to get fucked up, if I'm being honest with you. Like, there's so many things you could do with the Scream franchise other than keeping it with the same person. And let's be open and honest here, okay? Sidney, realistically, I don't know what time period the first Scream starts, but if it is in the same time period as it was released, bro, Sidney has been getting chased for 28 fucking years by time. It's 2024 now, okay? When 2026 comes around, 30 years has been, you've been chased by the same goddamn people in mass, bro. At a certain point, you gotta get tired of it. I wanna, fuck it, let's do a Aliens thing instead of if Scream is Alien and the Scream franchise is Alien, let's do Aliens where there's a fucking town full of Ghostface. And the new person that moved in, the new single mom or whatever, has to protect her child from this army of Ghostface skeletons that has a fucking minigun. Let's go completely off. I know the fan base is gonna hate me. They're like, "Do not let this man cook. What did he just do?" But I'm just saying the possibilities you have instead of being stuck in this little box of we have to chase this one character and Gale for the rest of our days. We need to do more than that, because at this point, at this rate, let the franchise die, which is okay. 6 ended off nicely, whereas like if you never made another Scream movie, that would be completely okay. But if you want to milk this thing to death and at least make it interesting, I say try different avenues, and that's what I would take it. But let me know what y'all think. I'm trying to do more horror themed things because it's October now. But if y'all like this video, hit the like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like it, tell me what you want me to talk about. I'm kind of open to anything. And I'm out. Peace.